Straight ahead on 12 News Weekend, a medical mystery.
Your heart and your lungs can stop. I mean, there's really no warning.
A Brooklyn Park woman's medical battle that even doctors can't fully explain. Then, Ready, Set, Roll. We'll show you a Golden Valley business that leans on fast footwork. But first, 'tis the season of road construction. For Plymouth, this project is long overdue. 12 News Weekend starts right now.
We're very pleased today that we can officially break ground on this project. 100,000 cars per day on this particular stretch of road, and they are all hoping that this will provide some relief, and we know it will.
Construction at last. Plymouth City Council members celebrate a project that took years to happen. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. It's not often people celebrate the thought of road construction.
But when a project overcomes multiple financial hurdles and takes more than a decade to happen, there is reason to rejoice. In the middle of the day, traffic on 494 in Plymouth moves along with relative ease. But ask people what this road is like during rush hour.
I avoid it during rush hour.
And it's an entirely different story.
It's very bad. It's slow. Stop and go.
This 6-mile stretch of 494 between Highway 55 and Fish Lake Road is the only section of the freeway without 3 lanes in each direction, and it results in rush hour gridlock.
I'm glad I don't have to do it every day.
Yet about 95,000 vehicles do use this road daily, which is why Plymouth officials said something had to change.
This project has always been something that we've been working on.
All that hard work paid off. Plymouth city leaders gathered Wednesday morning to mark the start of the 3-year construction project that will finally add the coveted 3rd lane.
We're so delighted that this day has finally arrived. It's important not just to the residents of Plymouth, the businesses in Plymouth, but anybody that travels through this stretch of 494.
Earlier this year, city leaders thought this day would never arrive. Rather than building a 3rd lane, MnDOT proposed a so-called dynamic shoulder lane, which would only open to traffic during peak congestion.
The dynamic shoulder was a little reluctantly accepted, knowing that we wanted to get the permanent 3rd lane.
However, after more pressing from the city council, MnDOT officials found a way to build the permanent 3rd lane.
The biggest thing that we've done is be able to find the money for this project, the extra $25 million that we needed. And that came from a series of efficiencies and projects that we have in other parts of the state.
By the fall of 2016, drivers will be able to reap the benefits.
It seems like a good idea to me. Something's got to be done for those poor people that have to do it every day.
Prep work will begin this summer, but much of the construction will take place next year. In addition to adding a 3rd lane, MnDOT will be fixing bridges and repaving 494.
A rash of recent car break-ins and bike thefts have Robbinsdale city officials urging people to call 911 if they see anything suspicious. In the past week, there were at least 8 theft cases. Many of them happened in the southern part of the city. Because of the spike in thefts, police are stepping up enforcement of the city's teen curfew policy. 10-year-old Kenton Everhart was among those who had his bike stolen. Fortunately for him, his story had a good ending when his mom and aunt chased after the teens who took it.
Please have it back. And they were so scared. They ran straight to their house and dropped the bike, and my mom got out of the car and got it back.
Police also arrested 2 men possibly connected to other thefts. Officials say the suspects had burglary tools on them.
Brooklyn Park is collecting feedback on what residents would like to see for a key development site north of Highway 610. That site is vacant land east of Zane Avenue along Oak Grove Parkway. Last year, a task force made up of 15 residents brainstormed ideas of what they would like to see. Ideas ranged from retail and restaurants to mixed-use housing.
It's always important to remember that a lot of this land is controlled by the developers or by landowners, and they have a big say in what happens, but the city also has some ability to guide what happens, and so it's a balancing act, and we're working on making that balance.
Another idea is a new apartment building to house an expected influx of Target workers at the northern campus. The last apartment project built in Brooklyn Park was in 1992 on the Edinburgh Golf Course.
In our weekend review, a for-profit college with campuses in Plymouth and Brooklyn Center is headed for a court battle with the Minnesota Attorney General. The Minnesota School of Business and its sister school, Globe University, is accused of consumer fraud. According to a suit filed by the Attorney General Lori Swanson, criminal justice students were misled into believing the school's degree programs were certified by the state when in fact they were not. Swanson even accused the school of using sales tactics similar to those seen in the movie The Wolf of Wall Street. A statement from the school says the allegations could not be further from the truth. Grocery store workers in Maple Grove are looking for new jobs after Rainbow Foods closed. It was one of 9 locations to shut down this past week as its parent company, Roundy's, exits the Twin Cities market. Business analysts say the closure is no surprise. Roundy's was in massive debt and could not keep up with the competition. And on Osseo Central Avenue, it could be getting a teen center there. Passion Church in Maple Grove is leasing a vacant storefront for area teens to hang out, play games, and do homework. The Osseo City Council will vote on the build-out plans on Monday. A Brooklyn Park woman has been fighting a series of medical conditions for 12 years.
Her conditions have stumped doctors who are trying to determine the root cause of her illness. As Sonia Goins reports, her mystery illness isn't causing her to give up hope.
I feel like I'm slowly going downhill.
Kim Hutchins says this is actually a good day for her. She's able to get things done on the computer.
Going in for tests again, too.
She says anytime she's out of the hospital is a plus in her book.
First time that we noticed something was 2002.
Since that time, Kim has been fighting a variety of illnesses, from a rare heart disease to a brain tumor to polycystic ovary syndrome.
When I went to eat, I couldn't pick the fork up to my mouth.
And that's just for starters. Kim was diagnosed with something much worse.
Seronegative myasthenia gravis.
The disease is similar to MS.
Your heart and your lungs can stop. I mean, there's really no warning.
In March, she spent a week in the hospital, and she wasn't sure she'd make it out.
It was very scary, very scary. This time, it was different. It was the inability to move anything. My eyes, I couldn't open my eyelids. Any muscle that you can imagine was affected.
Doctors are also trying to diagnose a mystery illness that has left limited sight in her left eye.
It's come back a little bit, but it's going again. And one of the things with this disease is it makes your muscles not work.
Kim has to take more than 20 different medicines each day.
These are medicines that I take daily.
And medical bills are mounting.
We've collapsed. We've gone from a 2-income family to a 1. A lot of the things they won't cover, like the certain therapies they won't cover.
Even though things look bleak, Kim vows to keep living life to the fullest.
Just got to keep living. It's been 12 years. I can't fall down. I got 2 beautiful kids and a husband and friends and family who love me. I can't give up.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
On Friday, daycare kids held a lemonade stand event to raise money for Kim. In the first hour alone, they raised more than $120. Well, coming up on 12 News Weekend, a balancing act unlike anything you've tried before. We'll introduce you to the sport of log rolling next.
And then later, we'll check in with a Plymouth woman who's reached new heights in collegiate volleyball.
But first, the cool front arrives Monday. Expect highs in the 70s. When you hear about the sport of log rolling, you might picture the woods, maybe think lumberjacks.
But think again this time as Alexandra Renslow reports there's a Golden Valley business that's giving the sport a new spin.
Welcome to the 4th annual Log Rolling Invitational.
On the shores of Lake Calhoun, the fast footwork of seasoned pros.
When I say roll that, you say log. Roll that. Log. Roll that. Log.
Draws a crowd of spectators.
There you go. Pick your feet up and down, up and down, up and down.
And a crowd wanting to give it a go.
Well, I've never done it before, and I like trying new things.
At the center of it all,
They're sisters.
Stands the Heschler family.
From the first time I stepped on a log, I was hooked.
Mother Judy Heschler is the grande dame Dom of Rolling winning her first world championship at 16 as a kid growing up in Hayward, Wisconsin.
I felt the same thing that most people feel when they try it, and that's this addictive urge to learn how to roll it frontward and backward.
Look down here, look down here.
Roll forward a few years, and Judy's 4 kids have followed her footsteps.
I was 4 years old when I started log rolling.
Daughter Abby caught on quickly, becoming a 4-time world champion herself.
It should slide.
The 27-year-old Heschler is now the driving force behind the family's new business, Key Log Rolling in Golden Valley.
We are looking at a 15-inch diameter, 12-foot long key log.
The synthetic logs engineered and manufactured in Winona simulate the real thing, Western red cedar. And the goal of this business is to get people rolling.
I didn't start this because I wanted to make, lightweight plastic logs. We started this because we really wanted to grow the sport and make it more accessible to people. Okay, hop up there, bud. There you go.
In the water.
Now pick your feet up really fast. Little steps up and down. That's it. Now make sure you're looking down here.
The Heschler family teaches at summer camps and colleges across the country. They're spreading the sport and building the market with the ultimate goal that one day log rolling will reach the Olympics.
We're going to get thousands and thousands of people involved in this sport. Right now, there's about 200 in the world who do it.
Keep your arms down low, steady. Just move your feet, okay?
Rolling is fast. Growing a business takes time. But with the family's passion fueling the effort, the key now is to teach others to love log rolling too.
How we're growing the business right now, we need to get people to learn how to log roll, and that might take a little bit.
Abby and her sister aren't done competing either. They're participating in the Lumberjack World Championships in Hayward, Wisconsin. And of course, we wish them the best of luck. Do you see the muscles on their legs
God,
and
can you
toes?
just imagine
Goodness.
the balance that you have to have for that. Oh.
Be a good workout.
Yeah,
I guess. Try it. Not on TV, though.
No, of course not.
Coming up, he would walk 500 miles and then he'd walk 500 more.
We'll catch up with the county's top stepper. But first, local golfers battled for the title of state's best amateur golfer this week. That and more coming up in sports with John Jacobson. Welcome back. John Jacobson joins us now with sports, and it's been a rough summer so far in terms of golf due to the weather, but still some important tournaments being played.
Yeah, very much so. A big one this week in Golden Valley. With a relatively short summer here in Minnesota, local golf tournaments are crammed into a 2 to 3 month window of time. The state's oldest tournament came to the Northwest Metro this past week. The 111th Minnesota Golf Association's Men's Amateur Championship took place at Golden Valley Country Club. Troy Johnson of Rush Creek Golf Club came into the final round of the 54-hole tournament with a 2-stroke lead. He comes up just short on his eagle try on the 13th hole. He would make birdie and finishes the tournament 3 under par, but was later disqualified for signing an incorrect scorecard. Eric Christofferson out of Baker National rolls in an eagle here on 13. That temporarily ties him for the lead at -3. But Jesse Bowe, playing on his home course at Golden Valley, makes a nice par save with this putt at 14. He goes on to finish 4 under for the tournament, including a birdie on 18. He shot a 2-under round of 70 to close and win the state am. The sport of power hockey has been around for nearly 20 years. It's for those who use a motorized wheelchair in everyday life. The Power Hockey Cup brings together North America's best teams every 2 years. The Minnesota Saints playing the Philadelphia Power Play in the Cup final this week. Highlights from this one: Philadelphia scoring first, Liam Miller with the goal, and they are up 1-0 in the first period. The Saints will tie it. Chad Wilson here shooting and scoring. The start of a big night for Wilson. Later in the first period, he'll maneuver down the right side and lofts a nice high shot into the top left corner of the net. This goal gives the Saints a 2-1 lead after 1. Second period, and Wilson gets ahead of the power play and keeps control of the ball here before going in to score to make it a 4-1 game. The Saints would later lead 5-1, but the power play rallies. Nice effort by Jake Saxton, and he'll score to make it 5-3 on this goal. Philadelphia gets one more in the third period to pull within a goal, but the Saints hang on, and they win 5-4. Taking their third straight Power Cup championship.
They're just a good group of guys, and we play well together, and it's just amazing coming through big tournaments, and we always seem to step it up and pull it off when it matters.
Dominique Thompson's first love was basketball, and she didn't even start playing volleyball until her freshman year at Armstrong High School. But the Plymouth native was a quick study and is now a standout middle blocker at the University of Wisconsin. Jason Milillo profiles Thompson in this week's The Next Level.
Wisconsin Badgers made a thrilling run to the national title game this past season, and right in the middle of it all was Dominique Thompson.
Once it came to be true, like, it was surreal. Like, I still can't even believe that that's what really we did last year.
Back set, Thompson got it.
Wisconsin shocked #1 seed and defending national champ Texas in the semifinals before falling to Penn State in the title game. The Badgers were the lowest seed to ever qualify for the championship match.
The better we did, the more we learned, the more confident we got in each other, the more confident we got in, like, our coaches, what they were doing. Like, they gave us perfect game plans for every single thing, and we just knew we just had to go out there and execute what they told us that we needed to do. And it was like, there was no worries. You just knew we knew we were going to win. Like, we weren't worried about anything. We just had to play our game.
Thompson was third on the team in kills and second in blocks, and talent like that gets noticed. Thompson was invited to play on the college national team this summer, which is considered a stepping stone to Team USA.
If my pathway led that way, yes. I mean, I would like to play volleyball after college, and depending on what happens, maybe I will do that. Who knows? Really, I'm open to anything.
Thompson might have a chance to play for Team USA in the future, but it's not something she dwells on. Thompson simply loves playing volleyball and is excited for her senior season in Madison, and hopefully another shot at a national title. Jason Milillo, 12 Sports.
Dominique comes from a very athletic family. Her mother, Stephanie, played college volleyball at Iowa. Her father, Daryl, played football at the University of Minnesota, followed by 5 years with the Packers. And Dominique's sister, Indigo, graduated from Armstrong this past spring and will play college volleyball at Virginia Commonwealth University. Certainly a great career for her so far at Wisconsin, and what a terrific fall for them a year ago.
Sure, good for them.
Yep.
Thanks, John. Up next, one of Hennepin County's finest steppers.
Meet the man who walks, and then walks some more.
Brooklyn Park is recognizing one of the city's finest steppers.
Lee Kozlow recorded nearly 2 million steps during Hennepin County's Step to a Challenge, more than anybody else. But as Neil Persley reports, it wasn't always easy for Lee.
The city of Brooklyn Park has won Hennepin County's Step to It Challenge 4 years in a row, due in no small part to this man.
I am doing this for my health.
Lalit Khosla, or Lee as he is known, is a retired engineer who recently used to manage 5 nuclear plants worth about $11 billion. Can you say stress?
It was affecting to my health too much.
So about 5 years ago, he began exercising, lots of walking.
I walk, there is no limit.
Apparently.
I'm going to present the award to Lee, who is your top stepper. Almost 2 million steps is amazing.
In the last 3 years that Lee has been retired, he's been able to get off the medications he's previously taken for blood pressure and cholesterol.
I don't want to go 6.5 feet underground early. That is all.
Neither do we. Until the next Step to It challenge, Lee will just keep on trucking. Neil Persley, 12 News.
Keep on trucking. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you on Monday.